What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm John, and we're the DIY Topic Guys.
On this channel, we give you guys an inside look at the hottest trending topics making the most noise around the world today.
Our style is 3 topics for 3 minutes each, that way you can get in, get the news, and get on with your day.
So listen up, that way you can be the one leading the conversation in your life instead of being a nincompoop in the corner with nothing to say.
So today's topics are controversial changes to iconic names, Dr. Seuss, and transgenders in sports. So if you guys are new here, thanks a lot for checking us out. Please make sure you subscribe down below and ring that bell for post notifications. That way you never miss out on what's trending.
Everyone else, thanks so much for being here and continuing to support us. Make sure you guys like down below, and also make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys. Alright, let's segue into a world of controversy.
You mean the world?
Yeah. Changes to iconic names, brand names, people growing up with this stuff. Couple, I'll just list them. Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben's, Mr., Mrs., Potato Head, whatever. Land O'Lakes, the Washington Redskins, not to be outdone by the Cleveland Indians. I'm sure that's coming next.
For sure.
Mrs. Butterworth's.
They almost got Cherokee from Jeep. Jeep said, no shot.
Are they the first company to stand up to this?
I really think they might be. And I love every bit of it. And you know, I have a
Hopefully-
Cherokee, obviously. It's amazing.
Yeah, hopefully a company on better financial ground will also stand up, because that actually might cripple them.
What do you mean? They're doing great. No, you're right. Hopefully all companies stand up for it, because it's intent. Everything's about intent.
It brings us back to other things, like the history of the world. Like, these were not racist when they were brought up. It took people with a Facebook account to be offended by this stuff. And what good are they doing?
They're not. They're making themselves feel good. You know, this sounds so mean. I don't mean it to be mean. They have so little going on in their lives and in their world that the only way they can bring themselves up is by putting others down.
Do you think that they would not have been going after all these things if they had full-time jobs, maybe weren't getting an extra $600 from the government every week for unemployment, and our current president and previous president were not trying to figure out a way to funnel money into people that don't actually need it?
I think they would probably not complain about that. Exactly. They would probably just make the pancakes or just move on. Everyone's just trying to find something to attack and be the guy that said, I'm the one that brought them down, you know, I'm the one that brought it to everyone's face that these people were bad, and I'm good, look how good I am because of it.
Do you want that on your resume?
I don't need that. I
don't want people knowing that I'm the reason why there's no more Uncle Ben's Rice or Aunt Jemima is the Pearl Milling Company now. Like, I feel like that's a railroad company.
Well, you're not a beta cuck. That's the beta cucks are the ones that are pushing this. It's virtue signaling, and I guess it's fucking brought it down to its finest point. It's literally that. I'm trying to make these people impressed, to show them how much better I am socially, how, you know, morally I'm just so much better than everyone. But then they do things that are crazy radical. You know, they'll like hitting old people. And the Antifa people, they do that. It's crazy nonsense.
Like, Lola Bunny, a childhood icon, is no longer. I don't know how she can play basketball anymore. And Pepe Le Pew is also cut from Space Jam. Segueing on the same general topic of people getting offended by things, Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, cancel culture at its finest now. I've never personally read any of these 6 books that got banned, but I'll rattle them off real quick. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, If I Ran a Zoo, McElligot's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. Did you ever read any of these? I never have.
The only one that I read that I remember is If I Ran the Zoo. I remember the very funny looking animal on the front.
Oh, God.
I enjoyed it. I didn't think that there was anything wrong with it.
We don't want to get canceled before we even get going. Depending on what you say on that next statement, could be bad news. I ran the zoo. Ooh. It's crazy to me. They're books.
It's a world showcase, though. It's the same concept as Epcot. Like, is Epcot in Disney World next because it showcases different places around the world? Like, I don't know. They have geishas. They have Chinese food. Is it racist to call it Chinese food anymore, or is it just food at this point?
We're just taking away adjectives basically from everyone. I don't understand how if it's an accurate depiction of something, how it's racist.
If where's the racism by? Where does it come from? Because when Dr. Seuss came up with it originally, it was part of his culture. It's what he learned in the past. When you watch, and I mean, I'm going historical, I'm gonna throw some Netflix things out there because that's how historical I think it is, but everyone has the same depictions of people in ancient times. Like, how is history racist?
Well, it's inherently racist, apparently. The problem is, okay, I don't want to say there's not racism, because there definitely is. People are definitely racist, and there's definitely racism in culture, but it's not as much as people make it out to be. Like, saying something's racist is racist in itself. Because if we're all the same, then it shouldn't matter, it's just words. Like, we go back to what we said before, it should be intent about everything. Everything should have to do with what the intent of being said is. But we can't just wipe it away from history because we don't like it or because it offends us.
We have to learn from it. Like, history is racist, yes. There were slaves, there were people that were oppressed. Like, yes, history was racist. There was supremacy, and mostly it was the white people on top. I get that, but
there was a shitload of Jew slaves. Jewish people were slaves long before.
In Egypt.
Yeah, long before African Americans were slaves, and for a much longer. I'm not Jewish, obviously. I'm not African American, but I'm just saying, like, everyone wants to just focus on the one thing that they get it.
Yeah.
I'm almost at a loss for words.
So, major companies, eBay, pulling these books from their shelves.
It's insane. Just not allowing people to sell things that they have, that they own, that other people are willing to buy. Who are you to say? If someone wants to buy something that I'm willing to sell, who are you as a third party to say I can't do it?
All right. Transgenders in sports.
Well,
now, opinions aside of all this stuff, going into the whole thing of integrity of the sport, there's a guy, girl, don't want to misinterpret that right now.
Don't that name anybody.
That is, besides the point, fighting, literally breaking people's skulls. At what point do we say that the integrity of sports is, while women and men are separate, they are still equal in their own rights, and they should not be commingled? And I know that I'm going to hit on some sensitive topics because the person thinks that they're a man or a woman. That's not the point. You have testosterone.
It becomes a matter of physics. And by all means, if you want to transition to the opposite sex or whatever, go for it. But like, if you grew up as a man and you had, let's just say, 30 years of testosterone production, and then you decide to be a woman, there's physical attributes that change. You get broader shoulders, you get bigger muscles, they're longer. There's physiological differences between men and female. That's just the way it's been since the dawn of time. That's the way it is. I'm not trying to be scientific or non-scientific for you, but it's just, we're different. We are natural. Men cannot give birth. We can't bear a child.
Not yet.
Apparently we can menstruate. Did you know that? According to the
new
new
science. I know a lot of
science.
people that are menstruating.
According to the new science, we can menstruate. But literally menstruate, like to the point where there's colleges now, like Ivy League schools, that have tampon dispensers in the men's bathroom. It's a physical impossibility. I don't understand. I'm not trying to be mean if you feel that you're a woman or whatever, but it's just not, you can't. We're different. We're different.
In terms of integrity, though, so man versus woman wailing on each other, then, all right, let's transition it to sports, Olympics, right? You have world records that are going to be broken. And I'm not saying anything about man is better than woman or whatever, but there are different categories. That's why, like, there's weight classes for boxing and other things. Like,
physicality is a trait. There's a difference.
Right.
We are naturally bigger framed than women.
Right. Just
we
like
have
any
more
animal.
Yeah, exactly. We are physically stronger. It is natural. That is just the way it is. If you weigh more, generally you're going to be stronger. But the weight classes aside, nonetheless, like if I've had years and years to build muscle.
So, John, you decide to become a transgender right now, right? And you want to go do something, and you shatter a record. Now, I'm not talking about by seconds.
This is happening.
You beat a record by 100%.
Yeah, like your high jump as a woman was 10 feet. I did 25.
Is that real anymore?
No, it's not. It's not. And I'll say one of the, like, a man transitions to a woman and then wins Woman of the Year in 6 months.
That's tough. That's going to do it for today's episode, guys, where we touched on controversial changes to iconic names, Dr. Seuss, and transgenders in sports.
So we hope you learned a thing or two, maybe 3. If you guys want to continue the conversations, please make sure you comment down below.
Make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure you guys hit that like button, and make sure you guys are following us on all the socials at DIY Topic Guys.
So we'll see you next time for another 3 topics for you to get in, get out, and get on with your day.
We are DIY Topic Guys, your go-to place to look super smart and in the know.